I'm your host, Kelly Morgan, indie author and indie publisher. Welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. Welcome to today's episode. Hey everybody, Kelly here. Welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. And you know that it's Monday because I have a guest with me. Today I have Kelley Renee. She is an author, she is a publisher, and she is here to tell us all about Palm Branch Publishing. I am so excited. I love when other people come share this platform. I cannot say that enough. Kelley, welcome.
Welcome, and thank you so much, Kelly, for having me here. I love meeting other Kellys, especially one in which we have so much in common. So super excited to be here.
Well, I am glad that you are here. And so tell us all about what you going on, whether you want to talk about Kelley, the author, Kelley, the publisher, or just Kelley, the fabulous person that you probably are.
Ooh, we are going to have a Kelly party. That's what we're having here today. We're going to have a Kelly party. But seriously, first of all, I'll introduce myself. I am an award-winning author, speaker, publisher, and I only say that because I believe that if I've done these things, then anybody can do them as well. And I want to encourage the other authors who may be listening to reach for the stars, whether that is means getting their first book out there or they've got 10 books and they're wondering whether or not they should continue. Keep going. The world needs your stories. So our mission at Palm Branch Publishing is really twofold. First of all, we strive to work with new authors, up and coming authors, maybe those authors who either haven't been published yet or who have been published, but there are still things that they feel like they don't quite have a grasp with. So let me back up. We publish anthologies because we want to leverage the platforms of the authors in our books. What that means in plain English is if you have 5 followers and you submit to one of our books, by the end of we want you to have increased your audience by not only the readers reading your story and enjoying it, so they're going to go over to your website, they're going to want to follow you, see what else you've got out there, but then also by collaborating with the other authors in our books. We like to say we are a family, and once one of your stories has been accepted in our book, you have joined the Palm Branch family, and we're going to help grow you. We're going to teach you. We're going to bring you on. And hopefully, what you know, you're going to teach other authors in our family. So we really want to collaborate and grow our network. I think you probably agree, as a fellow author, writing can be lonely. I don't hear too many people say that, but that's the truth of the matter. Writing can be so lonely, and sometimes it can feel like it's you pitted against all the other authors. But that's not our approach. We want you as an author to join our family and feel like you truly are part of the family. And now you've got these other family members who are like-minded. They may not write the same way, they may not even write in the same genre, but you have someone on your team who can relate and who can understand, who can cheer you on the next time you have your own project going live. So I said our mission is twofold. So first of all, we want to collaborate with authors, whether you're a newbie or whether you've got a handful of books out there. The second part of our mission is to not only produce quality books, but to introduce these newbie authors to new to them readers. Because sometimes that's the hardest challenge as an indie author, to get your book out there in front of readers that you don't even know want to meet you. They want to be your next greatest fan, but you just haven't met them yet. And so as we're collaborating and as we're leveraging one another's audiences, we have the opportunity to put your name, your face, your story in front of a reader who maybe otherwise would not have met you. So it's pretty exciting. Forgive me if I come across as a little passionate, because once upon a time I was a very lonely author, and I just thought, oh my gosh, I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to be able to do anything because I don't know what I don't know. But by working with other authors, with a publisher who is an indie author at heart, we know what your struggles are, and we want to meet you right where you are and help you with that. And we're going to promote you on our platforms as part of our family once you join it, and that is in one of our books. But it's also going to be when you launch one of your own books. We're going to continue in that relationship with you, and that's what gets me so excited, because I love meeting new people, especially authors who just want to hobnob with other authors. And I can't make guarantees that our book will be a bestseller. I can't guarantee that it'll be award winning, although our two latest books are award winning books.
Nice.
But I can guarantee you that you will be joining a family of other indie writers who want to welcome you in and support you just as they hope to be supported. So forgive me if I'm too excited, but it does get me quite fired up and passionate.
Well, I think that's fantastic because I know as an indie author, a lot of things that you said resonated with me. Yes, it's very lonely and isolating, especially if you come on the social media and you see all of these other authors that look like they're just doing everything, right? They've got followers, they've got readers, they've got people engaging, and you've got you doing nothing. So I get that, been there, done that. And not necessarily what it seems to be on social media, but it's what it looks like, right? And sometimes that's all that matters. So having that team behind you, having that support, I think a lot of authors don't last because they are out here by themselves, and it can be incredibly frustrating. So if I was an author, and I'm not saying if I am, but how does one get
Yes.
to connect with you guys?
We put out submissions, call for submissions. I'm going to say every so often, although we don't have any right now, but just by going to our website, check us out, and then go to our page to see an example of a call to submission, and perhaps consider writing a short story that you can collaborate with us.
Nice, nice.
So palmbranchpublishing.com is
And
the
then
best
all
place to go.
genres, you guys publish all genres?
We do. And let me just show you, if you don't mind, out. So this is our first book, Pivot, Stories of Change. And what we love about our anthologies is that they are based on a theme, but they contain all different genres. So when I said that we enjoy introducing readers to new to them authors, we also enjoy introducing readers to perhaps genres that they wouldn't go out and buy a full-length book because maybe they read one, they didn't like it. And so they say, oh, I don't like science fiction, or I don't like women's fiction, or whatever the case might be. But in one of our books, we have all genres based on a theme. And I think that, well, first of all, we get really good feedback that we've heard some people say, I would never have picked up, like I said, a science fiction book, but I really enjoyed Gary Leib's story, his
Mm.
science fiction story. And then they go over to Gary Lee. Gary Lee happens to be one of our recent authors. And they go over to his website or his social media site, and they check out to look and see what other books or stories that he has written. So we produce multi-genre books because we also want to encourage our readers to dabble in maybe something in a genre that they wouldn't otherwise care for or think that they like. They might actually enjoy reading a story in a different genre, at least a short story that they don't have to invest a lot of time in, but you never know. They might actually enjoy it. And that's what we hear over and over again. And it makes our books really unique. So we're not only looking for women writers, although we probably will do that at some point, do an all-woman book. We're looking for any writer who is willing to read our call for submission, our theme, put their thinking cap on and come up with something unique. Usually we say we're not looking for the average. We don't want the typical. We want you to take this theme, we want you to make it your own and give us something that is different, that we're not seeing necessarily in the market, that we're not necessarily um, used to seeing. Surprise us, and it may just get accepted and included in one of our books.
Nice. Kelley, let me have you pause there. I give my laundry list of stuff and then I'll get right back to you. So, you guys, as
Of
you know,
course.
I always have my laundry list of stuff. Number one, if you are an author and you want to share this platform with me, it's very easy. You just go to the website, you go to a Be a Guest tab, fill out the information, you'll get the link to schedule yourself, and boom, you are a guest. I promise you, it is that easy. If you are on your indie author journey, on my website, I have a free guide. It's called So You Want to Write a Book. Go get it, download it. It's got some really good, solid information to help you on your indie author journey. And because I am an author, I do have to plug my own books. I have two of them, Wait for It and You Sound White. They're both available from me. I sign them, ship them. I've got some free stuff to give you, but no pressure, no stress. Go get them wherever good books are sold. And if you choose to support me, I thank you. And if you are looking for visibility, I have my curated introduction service. It's called Trust Bridge. I will help you get the visibility that you are looking for. Go to my website and learn all about it. And then lastly, y'all, I do have a book club. It's called the IRS. And this is a twofold ask. Number one, you can join us as a reader. It's free. We only read indie authors. And number two, you can pitch us as an author because guess what? If we read your book, think of all the eyes that we put on that book because you're a member of the book club. Oh my God, it's phenomenal. So you can join us as a reader, you can pitch us as an author. Either way, all the information is on the website. So Kelley, I have to ask you a question. It sounds like you have, gone through your indie author journey. You know what it's like to be out there marketing and writing and just trying to get the visibility and get your book out there, or just even get your book out there, which sometimes is just the biggest hurdle of all. So what advice can you give to an author who is maybe struggling or even thinking, okay, Palm Branch may be my lane, but what does that mean? Like, what does that mean to be an indie author, and what commitment do I have to give on my part?
Ooh, okay. Well, there's no commitment. My only piece of advice here is sit down and write.
Mm,
Sit down and be, and I know we don't like to hear about discipline. That can be an ugly word sometimes, but just be disciplined in writing every single day, even if it's a journal, even if it's you getting your thoughts of inadequacy or whatever that might look like. I must be feeling inadequate today because I use that as an example. Whatever it is that you're feeling, write it down. You never know how that might spark an idea. I said I only had one piece of advice. I have a second piece of advice. Be observant when you're out and about, when you're at the grocery store. Look for that unique person. Look for that interesting thing that happens that could be your next little piece of inspiration for your next story. Okay, I said I had two. Now I'm going to add a third one. Write short stories. Short stories, whether you ever do anything with them, will really teach you to hone your craft. You have to be strategic and intentional about using fewer words to make an entire character arc or an entire plot and climax, to make a story, a start to finish story, right? Which is what we're trying to do in a full-length book. But we've got plenty of words in a full-length book. It's a lot harder to do all of that, to accomplish a story, a full character arc in fewer words. And that could look like flash fiction, 800 words. It could look like 2,000 words. It could look like in our books right now, we're doing about 5,000 words. It can look differently depending on what your goals are. But if you are writing short stories, even if it's just journaling, you just kind of opening up your mind and letting whatever thoughts come out, let them come out because you never know how that might work in your favor later on, whether it turns out to be a story or maybe it's just a light bulb moment, aha moment where you realize you learned something, you gleaned something about yourself and where you are on this on your author's journey. And that kind of reflection will help you recognize those areas where maybe your self-talk is bad and you need to have a little session, sit down session with yourself and start saying, I am a writer. I am an award-winning writer. Those kinds of things, those kind of practices, those disciplines will make a difference. It sounds maybe a little silly, a little, a little 30-second statement to yourself, but if you begin to tell yourself those things, then you will begin to believe them. Ooh, the mother in me just came out. I thought I only had one thing to say, and I had all those things. But seriously, I've been there before. I know what it feels like, and I want for any of the authors out there, or maybe you didn't know that you were an author, but you've got a story inside of you waiting to get out, bumbling around in your mind, and you've been kind of thinking about that. Write it down, see where it takes you. It can be a just a story of fun, a hobby, but you never know where it might take you, what kind of self-reflection, self-lesson it might teach you about, some issue, or it might truly be the basis for a story that you might want to publish.